It's 4 p.m. I'll call this meeting of the Putnam County Planning Commission to order. I don't have our normal spiel that we use, but we're short on staff right now. But anyhow, before we start, I would like to query the members of the board. Has anyone had ex parte communication with anyone? Nope. Anyone have a conflict of interest with any of these sites? Come on in, Matt. All right. Well, then we can start. And Mike, we operate under official code. I haven't memorized that thing yet. And official laws. And the we report to the Putnam County Board of Commissioners. We make recommendations to them. Our decision's not final. We simply make a recommendation. And do we know when these items will go before the Board of County Commissioners?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We will begin today with rezone case 25-000003 for the April 9th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting. The applicant, Mr. Michael Thompson, is requesting a zoning map amendment from agriculture to commercial general C3 on a 3.8 acre parcel located at 878 North State Road 21 in Melrose to allow for the development of a large vehicle storage facility. The surrounding zoning includes commercial general C3, commercial retail C2, and agriculture. The subject site has a future land use designation of commercial. The vacant parcel has approximately 240 feet of road frontage on North State Road 21, and according to the National Wetlands Inventory wetlands layer and the FEMA flood zone layer on the GIS reference map, the land does not appear to contain wetlands and is located within FEMA flood zone X, which is the DRC will review plans to ensure the development is in compliance with the local, state, and federal development regulation. Other agencies, including but not limited to Putnam County Public Works, Emergency Services, St. Johns River Water Management District, and Florida Department of Transportation, will review the plans to ensure that development will not adversely affect the surrounding properties by complying with each agency's specific regulations associated with new development. Here you can see an aerial of the properties. The blue line that you're seeing through them is the original separation line between the two, as it was two lots that have since been combined. Here you can see the future land use of commercial, the zoning. Staff recommends approval of the request to amend zoning map from agriculture to commercial general. Staff finds that the proposed zoning is consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the adopted comprehensive plan and meets the locational requirements of the commercial general zoning district provided in the land development code and comprehensive plan.
Are there any questions of staff? You good? This time I would like to ask, is the applicant present? Would you like to come forward, sir? Give us your name and address and share anything you'd like to share with us. Oh, I'm sorry.
My name is Mike Thompson. I live in Keystone Heights, Florida right now. I own the mini storage facility right straight across the street.
Mm-hmm.
I started it in 2004. And I had parking for a while up there, but I just outgrew the area, and I was able to obtain the 4 acres across the street, and that's what I want to do with it.
Okay. Do we have any questions? Okay, thank you so much. Would you give Ashley your mailing address so she will have it?
This lady?
That lady right there. Okay, this time is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak either for or against this particular application? Seeing none, I'm going to bring it back to the board for a discussion and possible motion and decision. What's your thoughts on this piece of land?
Looks pretty straightforward to me. Matches what the future land use has, similar use, touching it. So, I mean, I don't see a problem with it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, would someone like to enter a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve REZ 25000003, as it is consistent with goals and objectives of the Land Development Code.
I'll second it.
Okay. Chris has seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Nobody's opposed, so it's unanimously approved by us. Now it goes to the Board of County Commissioners. And Zach, do we have a date for that meeting?
Mr. Graves, is it, it's the second meeting in May.
Okay.
That is correct, which, let's bring up the calendar real quick here.
Madam Chair, it would be May 20th at 9 a.m.
Correct.
Okay.
Correction, it would be May 27th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
More correct.
All right. So that's when it will go before the Board of County Commissioners. And I'm sure you'll be in touch with these gentlemen between now and then. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Michael, you're up next.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. This is going to be case REZ 25-000004. Pardon me. There we are. Technical difficulties. Gotta love them. So sorry. Technical
right.
difficulties. There we go. All right. Robert and Margaret Mara are requesting a zoning map amendment from commercial neighborhood C1 to residential 2 R2 on a 2.8 acre parcel located at 130 Smith Lane in Crescent City to allow the development of a single family home. All surrounding zoning is residential. Of access from Smith Lane itself. According to the NWI wetlands layer and FEMA flood zone layer on the GIS reference map, lands do not appear to contain jurisdictional wetlands and is located in a mix of FEMA flood zones X, X500, and AE, where AE is a special flood hazard area. Should the applicant's request be approved, the applicant will then be eligible to obtain all proper permits, including build permits and site work permits to establish their home. The property will also be eligible for all of their developments allowed by right in the residential 2 zoning district, subject to appropriate review and permits. Here you can see an aerial of the property. Here is the future land use. Here is the zoning. It is staff's recommendation to approve the request to amend the zoning map from commercial neighborhood C1 to residential 2 R2. Staff finds that the proposed zoning is consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the adopted comprehensive plan and meets the locational requirements of the residential 2 R2 zoning district provided in the Land Development Code and comprehensive plan. Are there any questions?
Any questions of staff?
Do we know what the original intent of that zoning was?
Yes, sir. Originally, it was a fish camp back in the 70s, I believe.
Before that, probably.
Or before that even. 50s and 60s. But the fish camp was since closed and there was an attempt to revive it. However, the attempt unfortunately failed. So he is going with the alternative option of placing his home on the property.
Also, there was a note in the packet there, looks like from the applicant, about fees being waived or trying to be charged from a previous application. What was that about?
We waived the fee for applying for this rezone, as he has applied twice for rezones in the past, and both of those failed. That was his attempt to revitalize the fish camp. Staff has the ability to waive fees for applications if it's deemed unnecessary.
Gotcha.
Anything else? Thank you, Michael. Mr. Mara?
Good afternoon. Bob Mara from 130 Smith Lane. So, Madam Chair, all board members, counselor, everyone, I want to thank you all for a unanimous decision on the PUD that we did last time. Unfortunately, it didn't get through the Board of Commissioners. But this time around, we're just looking for approval so we can get something started. You know, get some approval on the land, and we'll go from there. So I do appreciate your time. Thank you.
You're welcome. It is a beautiful piece of land.
It looks really good now.
Yeah. Okay, any questions of Mr. Mara? Okay, hearing none, I'll bring it back. Well, there's nobody in the audience, so I will call for anybody in the audience who would like to speak either for or against this case. Please step forward. Seeing no one, I'll bring it back to the board for discussion and/or decision.
Madam Chair, I recommend that we approve REZ 25-000004.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second from Mr. Hodge.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir?
if I may read a bit of code section into the record before the vote is cast, I just want to get ahead of anything.
Okay.
So from Land Development Code Section 45-1071, subsection K, in part, states if the application is denied by final action of the Board of County Commissioners, referring to the PUD, no further action shall be taken on another application for basically the same proposal on the same property until 12 months after the date of the application that it was denied. So I just wanted to clarify that the denial was within 1 year, but we are not doing basically the same proposal on this current application as the one that was denied.
Okay. This is coming to be a residential. So we're okay within the year. Counselor, you're okay with that? All right. Does everyone understand what Mr. Baker just told us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Normally, a PUD, you have to wait a year to come back and do something else, but
But the PUD wasn't for a rezoning to R2, correct?
No, the PUD was a zoning map amendment, but it was for an RV camp, fish camp hybrid. But it was denied. I want to say it was January of this year. It was denied. But because now he's trying to go just to a residential use, it's a much lower intensification than even the current zoning district would allow, much lower than what he was proposing. So it's not the same proposal.
okay.
Gotcha.
Anybody else? All right, I do have a proper motion and a second on the floor. Are we ready for the question? All those in favor of approving REZ 25-000004, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Chair votes aye, it's unanimous. Thank you very much for your patience.
Once again, this will go in front of the BOCC on May 27th.
Right. So that'll be your next time to come to this room. Is there any other old business to come before the board? Any old business, rather. Is there any new business to come before the board?
Yes, I do have a little new business. So we, as you all have been apprised during a phone call earlier this week, Miss Jenny Kidd has resigned and she is moving on to a new career. We do have a replacement queued up to start on April 21st.
Okay.
One of the Ashleys will be present to take our minutes, but the replacement for Jenny, the position is the development review clerk, will be in to help with the setup and to make sure that we have all the appropriate forms and everything in place. So I did want to let you all know that. I'm also finding out, too, that I don't know that it was standardized when you guys were getting your paychecks for the participation on this board, whether it's quarterly or biannually or annually.
It's been variable.
Okay. So, and Mike, I don't know if there's anywhere in our land development code or any sort of policy that identifies when they are to get paid out. Okay. Okay, so I know new members aside, mostly Mr. Sheffield and Mr. Williams, I don't think you all have received a check yet. Mr. Morris, I know you're one of the newer ones as well. Have you?
I received one several, I don't know.
Several months
ago,
ago?
maybe.
Okay. So we're...
Last year. It was probably the end of last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have to check in with finance and find out the latest term of when you all were paid, and then we'll figure out if we are bound to any sort of pay increment, and then if not, I mean, I was going to propose biannually every 6 months unless anyone on the board, would reject to that.
Everybody okay with biennial?
Okay.
Okay. It's a real whopping paycheck, I tell you. It might buy a tank of gas. But yes, we appreciate your looking into that, Zachary.
No problem.
So, yes, sir. Your financial disclosure form? They provide it to us. They mail it to us.
But you have to do it online now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The supervisor elections does,
Yeah,
tracks it.
No, it's online now.
You have to do it online now.
But they should be sending a notice out to us around the 1st of July.
Yes, it's an annual
So
thing.
when I get mine, I'll remind you. I'll remind you when mine comes in. How about that? All right. But yes, they come in around the 1st of the
And that lady said, well, you gotta appeal it. And I said, I ain't doing that either. Said, until y'all start paying me, I ain't doing it. I don't care.
Well, there's so much a day, I think they were looking at one time.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
don't mess up. no.
but try to get that in by the 1st of September, I believe, is when it's due, the end of August. So,
Well, right after I didn't do it, that's when the county started tracking it.
yes, yes. I got in trouble with it one year, too, so I think we all do. But anyhow, that comes in once a year, and you'll do it online, and once you push the button, you're done. Unless they come back and... Yes, sir. They usually send a postcard out, I believe, now. Is what I got from them. You gotta read your mail. Stanley, I will personally make sure you know.
I'll throw a $45
Okay.
check away if you want.
All righty. We do have the minutes of the last meeting in our packet from the March 12th meeting. We do need to approve those, review them, and approve them. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions to the minutes?
I read 'em. They look good to me.
Everybody okay with the minutes? I need a motion and a second to get those approved.
I recommend we approve the minutes.
Okay, Chris Hancock.
Second.
And second by Justin Morris. All right. All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Chair votes aye. It's 4:19.